Welcome everyone to another week of the Nurse Kristen YouTube channel, or for any of you that are listening on the podcast, welcome, welcome, welcome. I am so excited for this week because this week we're going to be discussing a little bit about confidence. So this is going to be for my nursing students. So this is confidence going into a nursing exam and how you can best build that confidence so that you feel like you're going to ace that test and you feel like you're going to conquer it and you're going to do well, and how to really make sure that you can feel the utmost confidence when you go into your exam and feel comfortable with what's to come to that nursing exam, right? So I'm going to give you some tips and tricks of exactly how to make the best of it and how to make yourself the most confident when you enter into these nursing exams. So there's going to be 5, okay? There's going to be 5 tips I'm going to give you guys. I know I'm just going like this, but I actually just mean 5, right? So tip number 1 is making sure you guys are preparing well for these nursing exams. And what I mean by preparing well is, first of all, making sure you're organizing your time every day. So know when you first start learning the material for this next exam, and then knowing when your next exam is, make sure every day you're studying for a certain amount of time. Every day there's a structured study period that you're going to be using to study. So make that a habit every single day that you're studying. And then also make sure you're incorporating breaks into that. So please, please, please do not study for 3 hours at a time and then you're going nuts and you're not sure if you're retaining information. I guarantee you after 3 hours without a break, you're not going to be retaining information as well. So please make sure you're dividing things up into like smaller periods. So maybe study for an hour and then take a break. Go get some water, talk to family and friends, walk the dog, snack, or just relax. I mean, really, because honestly, that's going to help you refocus when you come back. And it's also going to help you retain information a lot better, especially if you break your study times into smaller increments. I promise you, it's going to work so much better for you. So make sure you are well prepared. Make sure when you study every day, you're studying a certain amount every single day that you want to. And don't get to the last minute when the test comes that you weren't able to review certain material because you didn't have time. So that's the other thing. Organize your time to make sure that at least 2 days prior to the exam, you reviewed all the information, and at that time, you're just skimming through everything and not just doing a chunk by chunk. By that time, you should be able to review over everything. So that is what I mean by preparing well. Making sure you have a study strategy, making sure you're organizing your time wisely, making sure you're taking breaks so that you can retain more information and you can stay focused better. It's so important to make sure that that is preparing you for the best for test day, but it's also going to make you feel a lot more confident going to the exam knowing that you prepared well. So that is my tip number 1. Now, tip number 2 is to make sure you're staying organized. So like I mentioned, making sure you're setting yourself a good study schedule. Make sure you're planning ahead on exactly everything you're going to be studying, when you're going to be studying it, making sure that you have all the materials you need and able to study. It's nothing worse when you show up to study, especially like with a study group or something, and you don't have certain materials with you, and now you're like, well, crap, now I can't study that. I don't have this, or whatever it is. If you don't have your laptop or your iPad, or maybe you voice recorded something and you didn't bring your voice recorder. I mean, obviously a lot of that's now built into iPads and computers, right? But generally speaking, make sure you're prepared. Make sure you're organized. So wherever you're going to be, make sure you have all of your stuff with you. Okay, very, very important. And it also is going to help you reduce stress and anxiety when you are organized, just in general. Because if you're not organized and you're all over the place and you have no idea what's going on, I promise you it's going to add anxiety. I have been there. I have done that. I have learned from it. So that is why I'm telling you guys, make sure you guys do that, okay? So get organized. That is my tip number 2. Now, tip number 3, I feel is really important. Positive self-talk, okay? And I know some of you guys are going to be like, Kristen, that sounds weird. That sounds stupid. I don't know. I've never really engaged in doing positive self-talk every day and, whatever. Honestly, I have done that for a long time now, for years. And this wasn't even just in nursing school. This has just been just forever. Positive self-talk can do a lot to build confidence in yourself in general, whether it's even with the nursing exam or anything in life. Positive self-talk is a big thing. So positive self-talk, it greatly affects your confidence in yourself. So constantly telling yourself, you've got this, you worked hard for this, you're a badass, right? Like you can do anything that you want to do. It's that positive self-talk. It's like affirmations. I know for any of you guys that follow me on the Nurse Kristen on IG, you guys know I'm all about positive affirmations. And I will actually even repost about positive affirmations on my page because I feel like it is such a confident booster. I also have a book that is all about like the daily stoics, which I'll have to like repost on my stories. But it's every single day, it is an affirmation that I read. And it's a 365-day daily affirmation book. I am all about it. It honestly, it starts my day off so well. It just gives you a peace of mind when you do that. But daily affirmations, it also helps boost your self-esteem. Instead of thinking, I'm going to fail this, which is a lot of what nursing students do, right? Like you just get so overwhelmed and so overworked and so anxious about an exam, especially if you're not understanding it as well. It's so easy to get into that rut of, I'm never going to understand it, or I'm so stupid, or whatever, right? Please do not have negative self-talk, okay? It's just about repeating, restudying. Maybe it's talking to a classmate that maybe can reiterate information to you. Maybe they understand it and you don't. It's finding resources that are going to help you, whether they're online, maybe they're at school with your classmates, professors, study groups, anything like that, that's going to help you. Because honestly, if you keep telling yourself you're going to fail and you're putting it out in the universe that you're going to fail this exam or you're going to fail whatever, honestly, it's probably going to be true. It's probably going to happen because you're putting it out there. You're putting those negative thoughts into you're just going to fail instead of saying, I've got this. Like I am going to work hard. I'm going to make sure I'm preparing well. I'm going to go to these tutoring lessons. I'm going to see my professor. I'm going to be talking to my study group. I'm going to be talking to whomever I need to make sure that I'm doing the best that I absolutely need to. Excuse me, I had to take a drink. But yeah, positive self-talk, guys. So important. Make sure you guys are doing that. It definitely helps you in every way, shape, or form. Telling yourself you're prepared, just all of that. Whatever you got to do. I see a lot of people that even do post-its in their bathroom when they get ready for the day of, you got this, you're super smart. You're capable of anything, and just all this positive talk. That's what you need to be doing. And if you want to put it in your car, if you want to put it in your folder, so if you open your folder and you see a positive affirmation, whatever you got to do, that helps a lot, and it's going to build confidence. I promise you. Number 4 is always, again, it's self-care. It's taking care of yourself, okay? Nursing school is very, very difficult. Nursing school is very, very stressful. I can account for that. It really, really is. And unfortunately, when I was in nursing school, I did not account for having a lot of self-care in my routine. It only was after the fact, especially working during COVID as a nurse, that self-care became like a center of everything. You have to take care of yourself. And it always goes to show, if you can't take care of yourself, how are you expected to take care of a patient or anyone for that matter, right? It is very, very important you're taking care of yourself. So make sure you guys, before an exam especially, get plenty of rest. Make sure you guys are exercising regularly. Make sure you're physically healthy, feel more energized, more confident, eating the right foods. Just general, like self-care. I mean, you can even go get your nails done before an exam, or, do a facial, or watch a Netflix or something that is in your source of self-care that is going to help you relax and feel more confident going into an exam. Okay. So self-care, very, very important. And the last thing, that I actually practice a lot that makes me feel confident and more calm and not as anxious going to an exam is practicing relaxation techniques. This actually really, really does help. And for any of you guys, once again, that follow me, know I love my yoga in the mornings and I love my meditation in the mornings. I've also added in journaling in the mornings that I write out my thoughts and what I have going on for the day, and just to kind of brain dump and relax, and my brain's not as stressed. I do a lot of that kind of stuff. You can also do some breathing techniques. I don't know if anyone else has done this, but in my class we did this. Like right before we did an exam, we did a deep breathing technique where we all just took like a deep breath in through our nose, and then we exhaled through our mouth. And we did that like 5 times just to like help calm you when you came into an exam, to just relax, take off the stress, take off the anxiety. And it just brings a sense of calm, right? And just feeling like, okay, like, and it makes you feel better. It makes you feel a little more confident and not as anxious and not as all over the place when you take an exam. I totally know what that was like. Been there, done that. But that helps a lot. So like breathing techniques, doing some meditation, some yoga, some journaling, anything like that can help with keeping your mind calm, keeping yourself chill, keeping yourself more confident in the end, right? Just kind of practicing all of that kind of stuff. So that's like my 5th tip. So those are like the 5 tips. So just basically to recap on everything, first thing, preparing well, making sure you guys are preparing well for the exam, making sure you have that going. Stay organized, make sure you're on a schedule of exactly what you're studying, how you're studying, taking those breaks in between, very important. Positive self-talk goes a long way, okay? And if you need a cheerleader to basically give you self-talk every day, hit me up in my DMs, email me, comment on this video, whatever you got to do. If you need a cheerleader to cheer you on through this, I am your hype girl. I have been a hype girl. I hype myself up every single day for everything. I've got you, okay? So positive self-talk, work on that is very important. Taking care of yourself, self-care, super important. And lastly, relaxation techniques really, really help going into an exam. And ultimately, all of these are going to help with your confidence. It's going to help boost your confidence to the umph degree, okay? So I hope you guys got a lot out of this video. And then hopefully when you go into your next exam, you're going to feel a lot more confident. You're going to feel like, I have got this. Like, I can ace this exam. I feel a lot more calm. I feel a lot more collected. I feel more prepared. All of that stuff to build your confidence in getting into these exams, okay? So if you have questions, if you guys have any concerns, if you guys have anything about this topic that we talked about this week, by all means, please, please, please message me, DM me. You guys can always send me comments in this video below, or if you're on the podcast, you can always, again, still DM me, or you can write me a message or send a review. I love hearing from you guys. And it also gives me an idea for like some other topics. If you guys have anything else you guys want to talk to me about, I'm open to everything. So I hope you guys again enjoyed this video. I will be talking to you guys again next week. Hope you guys have a great rest of your day, and we will be talking to you soon. Thanks, guys.